Cheap Mind here. So today I'm just going to be doing like a breakdown of my track Monarch, which was released on NoFace Records. Let's get started. As you can see, I use Logic, and the structure of the track. I've got quite a lot of tracks, 73. There we go. But yeah, the structure is just kind of like a standard bass house structure. You've got the intro, kind of the break section with a build, then drop. Then you've got the next break, kind of build up, and then drop to the outro. I've colored it all because it's like way easier when it comes to mixing. I kind of color everything. So I've got drums as yellow. I've got bass stuff and synth stuff. Is it just, yeah, just bass stuff as red. Here I've got like synth stuff as blue, whatever. When coming back to this track, I realized I actually use like quite a lot of just stock Logic effects. Like even on like the compression, I've got Logic's compressor, which is sick, but I don't actually use that anymore. I use like FabFilter stuff. Even the overdrive, like a bit of saturation, I've got the stock one. So if you've just got like the normal kind of stuff on Logic, or you don't have any like third-party plugins, you could recreate this track, I suppose. Other than the synths, I use Serum for a lot of my sounds. Anyway, we'll get into it. So yeah, this track, the reason why everything's like stock audio effects is because I made this like probably like just over a year ago now. I'm interested to see how this track would have turned out if I had the plugins that I own now, to be fair. So generally the vibe of the track is very dark. I was going for like a really deep kind of sound to it. I've got like the respaces. I bloody love respaces. I use them in everything. Where's the respace? So there you go. Here I've got one. Yeah, I think I've got a couple. You can see I've got another one in the drop. Just a little kind of thing to stick out, I suppose. Just a bit of variation. And the Reese's are kind of, especially obviously the main big one in the breaks. I used it in the breaks because you can kind of get an idea of the track before anything comes in. And it kind of sets a really nice vibe to the track. Sound design wise, that is a huge part of my production. These respaces I made on Serum. A lot of stuff that's quite simple actually. I've only just got distortion on it. And then buses, I use buses a lot. We've got a compressor bus, which is just kind of clamping down the sound, and then we've got the overdrive bus, these two here. Just to kind of, I suppose, just to kind of give the sound a bit more life. Yeah, respaces, if you want to make a respace, same waveform, just detune stuff very slightly, as I've done here, and you'll end up with a respace. It's that simple. Yeah, so saturation is a huge part. You can see, like I said before, I've got distortion here, and I've got an overdrive bus, and then all of the other basses will have, so this one I've got, what have I got? Distortion, bit of clamping down with a compressor. But yeah, it's lots of distortion, saturation to kind of really bring out the life of the sound. In the drop, it's quite simple using just like the Serum effects. Like I said, I didn't use the synths I have now because I made this song, like this track, quite a while ago. So I've got like filters, like flange filters and comb filters, really cool for making like really dirty sounds. And again, like I said, I've got all of these are inside Serum, and then the only thing on the outside is just this, just an EQ. In terms of like texture, there's a lot of texture in this track because, like I said, I like having like a really deep kind of vibe with the track. So I've got the respaces, which set kind of the really nice kind of beefy tone, and then under that I've got like some white noise. I think that's automation wise. Yeah, so it comes in like slightly every now and then. As well as that, I've got some like crackling from a vinyl at the start. You can hear that. And then throughout I've got these kind of rises that I'm pretty sure I just made like a sound, and these two tracks as well above are the same. So yeah, I think I just kind of made a sound and then I cut it up, bounced it out, and then just messed around with it. I've got a field recording here, which is literally just from out the back of my house when birds were obviously going for it. Something else I use to make it kind of dark is the ARP itself, the main kind of ARP sound in the break. I think it sounds sick. That was done in Alchemy. What did I do to that? Did I? Oh, it's just like a string thing, like some strings. Oh, a flange filter. I think I automated that. Yeah, so that's automated towards the end to make it just kind of. Yeah. There's a really cool way of like automating stuff. You end up with some really cool sounds if you use different kind of flange and comb filters and stuff. With regards to the drums, where are they? So the kicks. Oh, I thought I had these in a group, but they're with the other drums as well. So what I do with my kicks is I try and make like really unique kicks. So I make them from scratch kind of thing. So I'll find like a kind of the low end of a kick, and I'll chop off the high end. Then I'll find some sort of perk or click or something, and I'll just have like the mid frequencies. As you can see, got low kick, mid kick, and then the high kick is just the high end of a certain sound that I found. So it kind of, if I just take out like one or the other, so the low end, mid part of it, which is like the main punch of it, and then the high end, which is kind of like just a bit of air, kind of, instead of having like it kind of helps it stick out in the mix, I suppose. They are all compressed and kind of EQ'd, whatever. I've got an enveloper on here actually, which is really cool for like transient design, I suppose. I also do like a lot of layering of different samples. So I've got if I just single out the drums, I've got like a kind of rhythm closed hi-hat along with the normal hi-hat, and then further on we've got the normal hi-hat, the rhythm hi-hat, and then we've got a open hi-hat just to kind of progress the drop even more, I suppose. Really groovy. And then we've got a rhythm snare, which adds, I've kind of gone on the offbeats trying to make it more rhythmic, and I've got a clap and a snare together because it kind of thickens out the sound in the mix. Like I talked about before, a lot of my effects are done through buses, which are just send effects. So I've got like a short reverb here, which is going to the clap just on Space Designer, which again is stock to Logic. Actually, I could show you all of the. So we've got the bass compression bus, overdrive bus, then we've got a normal reverb, short reverb, and a delay using the delay one is using Serum's ping pong delay because it is actually a really good delay, to be fair. When it comes to mixing is like quite important because the sounds that I use is quite a lot. So you can see there's lots of different kind of sounds going on in the drop, like different basses. So it's important to like EQ different parts out. So here you can see where I've kind of gone for the fundamental frequency of the sound, boosted it a tiny bit, see there, and then I've gone to the kick drum, seeing what the fundamental frequency of that is, and kind of ducked it down and boosted. So if I show you the drum one as well, the kick EQ, it should be opposite. Yeah, you can see, so the 50 I've boosted here, the 50 I've lowered here, and then the 80 I've boosted here and kind of reduced here, just to try and get like a kind of so they work together without kind of cancelling each other out, because kick drums and bass are such a pain in the ass to mix if you don't EQ them out properly. Yeah, again, compression on pretty much everything that needs it. Via a bus mostly, drums especially. I think where else have we got it? Got it here as well. Yeah, we just got it in different places where it needed it, where I felt like the sound could be clamped together and kind of it helps it stick out if need be. And then yeah, I kind of EQ'd out all the low frequencies. Oh my god, that is in the middle of automating. There we go. So you can see on this one I've EQ'd out like below 100 to 100 hertz, and I will have done that on every single sound other than the basses to try and like make it as clean as possible, because you don't want a muddy mix. That's just like the worst thing. So that will about do it. Thanks for watching.